So we are going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. The main thing that happens when you're doing adding and subtracting is you're going to be combining like terms. What's 2x plus 3x? 5x. And remember, you can combine an x squared with a x squared. So what is x squared plus 2x squared? It would be 3x squared because there's 1 here, so it'd be 1 plus 2 equals 3x squared. So that's just a kind of reminder. Combine like terms, make sure you combine x's with x's and x squareds with x squareds. Okay, so let's do this one first. If I want to add 3x plus 2 plus 6x minus 4. Okay, so all this means is you're going to take whatever's in this parentheses and add it with what's in this parentheses. Now, when you do this, when you're adding, the parentheses don't really matter. Once we get to subtraction, you have to pay attention. But remember, order of operations, I can't do anything with that 3x plus 2. There's no like terms inside of the parentheses. And then there's no like terms in this parentheses. So you can just rewrite it without. Once you get good at this, you don't have to rewrite it with the parentheses or without the parentheses. But until I'm going to show you without. So I just rewrote it without parentheses. So I have 3x plus 2 plus 6x minus 4. Now, I always like to put boxes. So what is 3x plus 6x? So it would be 9x. And then let's just underline. So then I'm going to underline 2 minus 4. What is 2 minus 4? Negative 2. So it'd be 9x minus 2. That is my final answer. The only reason I do the boxes is so that I can visually, because you guys know I'm a visual person, so I can visually see that I'm going to combine the 3x and the 6x, and then I'm going to combine the 2 and the negative 4. I can only combine x's with x's and numbers with numbers. So 3x plus 6x equals 9x, and 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So 9x minus 2 is my final answer. I can't do anything from there because I can't combine a 9x and a negative 2. Is everybody okay with that? Let's do another example because they do get a little bit harder. So if we have 3x squared plus 2x plus 4x squared plus 5. Okay, again, is there anything I can do with those parentheses, or are the parentheses telling me to do anything special? No. So 3x squared plus 2x plus 4x squared plus 5. Okay, so I have a 3x squared. What can I combine 3x squared with? 4x squared. So what is 3x squared plus 4x squared? 7x squared. Okay, can I combine a 2x with anything else? No, so I would just put plus 2x. Can I combine a 5 with anything else? Nope, so it's just plus 5. That's my answer. Pretty easy. Now let's do subtraction. Subtraction is a little bit harder, and I'll show you why. Subtracting. So if you have 2x minus 3 minus negative 4x plus 3. So what makes the subtraction different? Notice it says minus and then this whole parentheses. That's telling you everything in this parentheses needs to be subtracted from whatever you're going to combine it with. So the way I always do this, do you agree if it doesn't have a number, there's just one of them, right? If there was 2 of these parentheses, you would have a 2 out front, like if you needed to distribute a 2. But this one just has a negative 1. So the way I always do it, what's a negative 1 times a negative 4x? Positive 4x. So a negative times a negative is a positive. And then a negative 1 times a positive 3. What's negative 1 times positive 3? Negative 3. Now, another way you can think about that is, if you were going to subtract a negative 3 from a positive 3, you're going to subtract a negative, or subtract a positive number. That ends up just being a subtraction. Now, if you subtract a negative number, what's the opposite of subtracting? Addition. So remember, subtracting a negative becomes addition. So what ends up happening is you just change the sign of everything in that second parentheses. So let me finish writing this. So you have 2x minus 3, that didn't change, and then it said subtract this parentheses. If you subtract a negative 4, it's adding. If you subtract a positive 3, it's just subtraction. If you subtract a positive number, it's just subtraction. So that's why I end up just distributing a negative. Now you can do it just like you did the last ones. You can do 2x. What combines with the 2x? 4x. So it'd be 2x plus 4x. What's 2x plus 4x? 6x. And then what combines with a negative 3? Negative 3. So what's negative 3 minus 3? Negative 6. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6, or minus 6. Now, some of you guys are really good at looking at this. You don't have to do all of these steps. You could just say 2x minus a negative 4x, or 2x plus 4x is 6x. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. Let's do one more. So if we have 7x cubed plus 9x squared minus 4x squared plus 3x cubed. All right. What do I need to do with this subtraction sign? Distribute it. So then it would be minus or subtract 4x squared and subtract 3x cubed. The 7x cubed didn't change, and the 9x squared didn't change. Now, when you do these, remember they always need to be written in standard form. You always want to write the highest degree first and then in descending order. So I'm going to look for the highest degree, which is the 7x cubed. What can combine with a 7x cubed? Negative 3x cubed. So then it would be 7x cubed minus 3x cubed. What's 7x cubed minus 3x cubed? 7 minus 3 is 4. Y'all should have seen all the mistakes I was doing this morning. It was terrible. Okay, what can combine with a 9x squared? Negative 4x squared. So 9x squared minus 4x squared. What's 9 minus 4? 5. So it'd be 5x squared. And it is written in standard form, so I'm done, because it has x cubed before x squared. Okay. The only thing that gets harder about these is sometimes you'll have 3 terms in here. Remember, what do you call something with 3 terms? Trinomial. So this one's a binomial and a binomial. Sometimes you'll have a tri and a mono or whatever combination. You'll just have 3 terms and 1 term, or 3 and 3. That's the hardest the adding and subtracting gets. Okay, the reason we needed to do addition and subtraction is because tomorrow we are going to be doing multiplying, and you have to know how to combine like terms before you can know how to multiply.